Hello, and welcome back to episode 2 of Little Big Authors, a program dedicated to giving child authors an opportunity to connect with community and build lasting relationships. I'm your host, Mrs. Tiffany, and today we have two special guests all the way from Maryland, Carlena and Maya Davis, with their book, The ABCs of Cooking in Maya's World.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here with us. Hi, Maya, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Can you tell everyone about yourself and your journey to your first book, Maya's World, The ABCs of Cooking in Maya's World?
Sure. So I'm a food blogger. I've been a food blogger since 2017. And in 2015, I became a mom. And Maya has been in the kitchen with me, ever since she was probably about 1.5. And during the pandemic, I was sitting on my bed one day and thought, wow, it would be cool to write a children's book that showed children about cooking techniques and kitchen tools. Because when she's in the kitchen with me, we're always cooking together, and I'm always saying, Maya, this is a whisk, and this is how you use a whisk, and this is what a whisk is for.
Mm-hmm.
So it was truly like one of those aha moments I had in the midst of lockdown, and decided to act on to execute it. And we have the ABCs of Cooking in Maya's World. It came out August the 6th.
Awesome. Well, I think you kind of answered my second question, which was, what was the moment you realized this was what you were supposed to do? So it sounds like out of the pandemic, you came up with something for you and your daughter to share that looks amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, honestly, the pandemic really shifted my entire mindset, I think. I think being a mom and a full-time employee or wife, I wear a lot of hats. And the pandemic was an opportunity for me to just kind of be still. I wasn't going to birthday parties and gymnastics and ballet class and things like that as much anymore or at all. So I just had this idea and I wanted to bring it to fruition. And the other thing that happened during the pandemic was I cook all the time, and I had a blog since 2017, but it wasn't until I got on TikTok where I started making cooking videos on TikTok and started gaining a little bit of a following. And from there, that really is what kind of awakened my entrepreneurial spirit to not only have a passion to share my cooking with others, but also turn it into a business.
Well, that's great. So happy for you all.
Thank you.
Maya, how does it feel to be the main character in your own book?
It feels good because I get to be with my mom and dad and my family.
What else? What else about the book is unique for you?
And that I love to cook.
Yeah, you love to cook. And then she also loves being able to see, a character that looks like her. I mean, she's the main character of the book, but, I try to buy, books that reflect, who she is and, her hairstyle and all of that. So she actually helped kind of, give her opinion in regards to the characters of the book and what they were wearing and things like that. So she had a lot of input in the book.
Well, that's good. Representation is very important, especially starting at a young age. So that is wonderful. Yes. Well, without further ado, I will let you read to our audience the ABCs of Cooking in Maya's World. And you have a cooking demo for us, do you not?
Yes, I do. So we'll read the book, and then I'm going to make a chicken stir fry, which is a quick and easy meal. I love sharing quick and easy meals, especially during the week. So we're going to make a chicken stir fry, okay?
All right.
So
well, I'm excited to hear you cook.
The ABCs of Cooking in Maya's World by Carlena Davis. Okay. Maya's going to say the letters, and then I'll say the words. But we have to say who is our book dedicated to? Our book is dedicated to my mom, her grandma Shirley, and Kevin's mom, Grandma Ruby, right? They were two amazing cooks. Hi, my name is Maya. Welcome to my world. My mom is a food blogger, and I aspire to be like her by becoming a foodie in the future. I love to help her cook and bake. I get to see so many ways to cook food, and I'll learn how to use different kitchen gadgets Let me share with you the ABCs of cooking in
Maya's way.
Yeah. So
A is for
apron.
apron.
Good. A is for apron. I see my mommy put on her apron before she starts cooking. An apron helps protect her clothes when she's making food in the kitchen. And we have on our aprons, right?
Mhm.
You have on your Maya's World apron, and I have on my Spilling the Sweet Tea apron.
B is for baking.
Good job. B is for baking. Cupcakes and cookies are my favorite things that my mommy bakes for me. I am her helper in the kitchen. Sometimes she lets me lick the spoon when she is done. I always get to see her put anything she bakes in the oven. I love to watch through the window. You like to watch the cupcakes rise?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes it fun, right?
Mhm.
C is for, what is this?
Cutting board.
Yes, C is for cutting board. My mom says when I'm older, I can help her chop veggies on the cutting board. A cutting board is used to dice or cut vegetables. It is made of plastic or wood and comes in many sizes and colors. What color is our cutting board?
Yellow.
You want to show them our cutting board?
Yeah.
There it is. That's our cutting board, and it is.
Said coloring.
I did. It is yellow. D is.
D is for drizzle.
Yes, D is for drizzle. Sometimes when my mom makes funnel cakes, she lets me drizzle chocolate sauce on top of it. It is just a fancy word that describes the process of pouring a very fine stream of liquid, such as melted butter or sugar glaze, over food. Remember when we made funnel cakes last summer? E is for what?
Egg wash.
Yes, E is for egg wash. An egg wash is a beaten egg that has been mixed with water. It can help make things like puff pastry become golden brown. My mommy has a special brush for cooking. She lets me brush the egg wash on all of the pastries, right?
Yeah.
We make our baked brie and we put egg wash on baked brie.
For
F is for what?
frying.
Yes, F is for frying. Fried chicken is one of my favorite foods. My mom uses her cast iron skillet to fry the chicken. This makes it crispy and juicy. Frying is a process of heating oil in a shallow pan. You can cook anything from chicken to French fries to even Oreos, right? You can make fried Oreos in a cast iron skillet. Frying can make your food golden brown. Who's this?
Daddy.
Yes, and G is for?
Grilling.
Yes, G is for grilling. My dad is the grill master in our house. In the summertime, he cooks chicken, hot dogs, and steaks on his charcoal grill. Afterward, we enjoy our meal outside on our patio. Grilling is a way of cooking food quickly by using a significant amount of direct heat. H is for herbs. Herbs. H is for herbs. And normally we have our herbs in our window. We need to get some more. H is for herbs. In the kitchen's window, my mom grows 3 of her favorite herbs. She has a basil, thyme, and rosemary plant. I help water the plants every couple of days. I see her cutting plants pieces and using them in her cooking. One of my favorites is her spaghetti sauce. Herbs help flavor food and are healthy for us. So normally I put fresh basil in my spaghetti sauce. I is for infuse. Infuse. Let's learn about infuse. Infusing is the process of extracting an ingredient's flavor into liquid. It is a fancy way to get things like chili pepper into oil. So you can infuse things like chili pepper into different oils and cook with it. This is our favorite one. J is for
Jam.
yes, J is for jam. My mom makes homemade jam all the time. She learned from my
Grandma.
grandma who?
Sammy.
Yes. Jam is fruit cooked with sugar. It is soft and spreadable on things like toast and biscuits. My favorite type of jam is raspberry. Yes, you do. K is for need. Yes. What do we need?
We need dough.
You do. We need dough. Homemade bread is made all the time in my world. Kneading dough is a part of the bread making process. To knead the dough, you simply have to push the dough away from you with the heel of your palm and repeat this movement until the dough is soft and silky. My mom says you can't skip this step when making bread. Kneading helps create structure and strength in the dough. You have to make sure you follow the process when we're making bread, right? L is for
Lid.
ladle. Close. Ladle. L is for ladle. In my world, I see many kitchen gadgets, and I also see lots of kitchen tools. A ladle is a tool that I see my mom use when she's making jam. It is a large, long handle spoon with a cup-shaped bowl that can serve soups and stews. Ladle the jam into the jars. So you see a ladle all the time, right?
M is for marinade.
Yes, M is for marinating. Cooking can be done quickly, but it also can take time. The process of marinating involves putting meat or fish in a sauce for some time to add flavor. My mom always says that good things come to those who wait. That's why we marinate. Good. So this is N. N is for non-stick pan. Everybody needs a non-stick pan and a cast iron skillet. A non-stick pan is not just a regular pan, it is unique. Every good cook should have at least one. It is magical because there's a special coating on the pan that allows food to brown without sticking. It helps clean up super easy. What is O for, Maya?
O is for oven.
Yes, O is for oven. Let's find out what an oven is. An oven is a very important appliance that everyone needs in their kitchen. It is a sealed box that uses heat to cook food. You don't have to do that. I see Mommy use it for baking, roasting, and broiling all types of different foods. You can set it to different temperatures by using the controls. You can even monitor the cooking time with the controls. O is for oven. Oven. We make a lot of good food in our oven, right? Daddy's back.
Daddy. Feel that.
P is for
Peach.
poach. Close. Poach. P is for poach. And Maya's pointing out that her dad has a girl dad apron on because he's a girl dad. He has 3 girls, right?
Yeah. Me, Sissy, and Rita.
Yes. Poaching is a cooking technique that involves cooking by submerging food in a liquid such as water, milk, or stock. I see my dad sometimes poach eggs for breakfast. When I grow up, I may like my eggs poached, but I enjoy them boiled for now. You like boiled eggs, right?
Yeah.
Q is for quiche. Yes, Q is for quiche. A quiche is a fancy type of tart or pie that originated in France. You fill the tart with eggs, cheese, or vegetables, and it can be served hot or cold. And this is Maya thinking about quiche. Making a quiche in the kitchen, right?
We're getting close to Z.
Yes. R is for, remember what R was for?
Yeah.
What is it? Roux. R is for roux. You see mommy make a roux a lot, right?
Yeah.
I watch my mommy prepare a roux all the time when she makes her homemade mac and cheese. The roux is the start of a cheese sauce. It is simply a mixture of butter and flour. There are 3 types of roux: a white, a blonde, and a brown roux. They all have the same ingredients, but the colors differ based on how long you cook the flour and the butter mixture. So if you're making a mac and cheese, you have a light roux, but if you're making gumbo, you want to cook it a little bit longer for a dark roux. S is for, what are we going to be doing today? What are we going to be showing everybody what to make?
Stir fry.
Yes, S is for stir fry. And why do you like stir fries? Stir fry.
Because
What is it served with that you like?
rice.
Yes, white rice. My girl loves white rice. S is for stir fry. My dad's favorite food is Chinese. My mom uses a Chinese cooking technique called stir frying to make all of his favorite dishes. She normally uses a kitchen tool called a wok and gets the oil really hot. It allows the food to cook really fast. I love when she makes stir fry because I get to eat my favorite food, which is what?
White rice.
Yes, white rice. High five.
We're getting close to Z.
T is for tenderize. If you can see the illustration on this page, you can see I'm using a meat mallet to tenderize my steak. T is for tenderize. There are different ways to tenderize meat. The way I see my mommy do it is by using a meat mallet. She pounds the meat to make it easy to chew or cut. The meat mallet has 2 sides. One side is flat and the other side is pointy. My mom uses the pointy side for tenderizing meats like steaks and pork chops. U is for upside down
cake.
Yes, and when do we make upside down cake? What time of year? When does Santa come?
Jingle bell.
Yeah, Christmas time. U is for upside down cake. I always make pineapple upside down cake around Christmas time. So it says, during the holidays, my mom makes many pineapple upside down cakes. An upside down cake is a cake that is baked with all its toppings on the bottom of the pan. Once the cake is made, she turns the pan over and the cakes have a pretty pineapple ring on top with a cherry in the middle. Almost there. V is for velveting. Now this is a cool cooking technique. It's a Chinese cooking technique. V is for velveting. Velveting is a cooking technique used in Chinese cuisine for preserving the moisture of meat while cooking. The meat usually is marinated in egg white, wine, or cornstarch. W is for what, Maya?
What?
No.
Whisk.
Yes, W is for whisk. And I use my whisk when I'm making what? Yes, pancakes. As a future foodie, my favorite kitchen tool is a whisk. It is one of the safest tools I use when helping my mom cook in the kitchen. It is a cooking utensil used to blend ingredients smooth and add air to the mixture. She mainly uses it when she makes pancakes or scrambled eggs for me. Yes. X is for
Christmas cookie baking.
Yes, X is for Christmas cookie baking. This is a tradition in our family. Maya and I have been making Christmas cookies every year since she was about 1 year old. Yes, we make cookies for Santa and leave them out for him.
We're doing it.
My favorite time of year is, yes, one of my favorite things to do is making Christmas cookies for Santa. My mom typically makes sugar cookies, and then we use cookie cutters to make them into different shapes, like gingerbread men, snowmen, and Christmas trees. Once they cool, we then decorate them with icing and sprinkles. Is that your favorite part?
Yeah, to decorate.
Yes.
That's my favorite time of the year.
Yes, it's my favorite time of the year too.
Mm-hmm. One more page, and then we're going to Z.
Yes, Y is for yeast. Peanut butter goes with jelly, just like yeast goes with bread making. You simply can't have one without the other. Yeast is used as an important ingredient that causes bread to rise and become softer and lighter. My mom uses yeast when she's making one of my favorites, which are cinnamon rolls. Yum. Z is for zest. You know Z is for zest. Z is for zest. In order to zest, you have to have a grater. Let's learn about what zesting means. Zest is used to add flavor to foods that involve scraping or cutting from the fruit's rind, such as a lemon, lime, or orange. You will need a grater to zest. It is best to use a fine grater with small holes to get just the fruit's outer skin. So you can use orange zest or lemon zest or lime zest in any dishes. I love to use lime zest when I'm making key lime pies. It adds a lot of flavor to your food. Thank you for coming to my world to learn about the ABCs of cooking. As a future foodie, I hope you've learned something new about a cooking technique, a kitchen tool, and now want to join your parents in the kitchen to learn how to cook. I love to watch my mom cook and my dad grill, and I learn something new every time I watch them. The end. This is our book, The ABCs of Cooking in Maya's World. And this is us on the back of the book. It just tells you a little bit about the book and a little bit about me as the author. So thank you guys so much for listening to our book. We hope you learned something new and cool about cooking. The book also has a coloring book as well that comes with stickers. So there's a book and a coloring book.
Can I color it now?
After, okay? Now we're gonna cook. We're gonna make chicken stir fry.
What am I gonna do?
You're gonna help put the veggies in.
Okay.
Chicken stir fry time. So we have our olive oil that we're gonna add to the pan. So I've already got my wok on high because you wanna make sure your wok is nice and warm, nice and hot. So I just added a tablespoon of butter and a little bit of olive oil. And you can hear my butter sizzling. And I have my chicken thighs. So the first thing I do is I cook my chicken thighs until they're brown. So I season them with salt, pepper, garlic, and ginger. So that's what I season my chicken with. No, because I don't want it to splatter. Gotta be really careful, okay? Mommy will get it in there.
I put those in these guys.
You can help me put that in, yes.
Yeah.
So let me make sure my oil is hot enough. I'm gonna test it.
Chicken.
Okay. Nice and hot. You don't have to run, it's okay. So I'm gonna just put in my chicken thighs. I think I put up about 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I always try to season my protein to let it sit just so it's nice and flavorful when I cook it. Stir fries are always so quick and easy to make. So on my food blog, spillingthesweettea.com, I share a lot of recipes for busy parents just because I understand that after school, activities, everything that you have going on after you work, you don't have a lot of time to sit in the kitchen. So I have a lot of great, quick and easy, less than 30-minute recipes on my food blog that I love to share with busy parents. I'm just gonna cook my chicken until it's nice and brown. My wok probably should have been a little hotter, but it's okay. We're gonna work with it. And you just wanna move it around until it gets nice and brown. So once it gets brown, I'll take it out of the wok and then cook my veggies. I think the one thing I love about cooking is there's so many different types of food that you can make. I'm from North Carolina, so I was born and raised in the South. So I grew up eating a lot of Southern food. But I honestly love Southern food is probably my first love, but I definitely love Asian cuisine. I love Mexican food. So I actually just made some mini taco nachos that were a hit on my Instagram the other day. My family and I had gone to Six Flags and they had a nacho stand at the park. And I ordered these mini tacos, but they had made nachos out of the tacos. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I love to go places, and if I find a dish that I really like, I love to recreate it when I get home. So I made those mini taco nachos the other day, and they were a hit. So my chicken is just taking a little bit of time to brown. I also love to travel, so being a food blogger is like something I do in as a hobby. But I also love to travel as a hobby, so I haven't been anywhere probably since the pandemic started, but the last place I did visit was Colombia. I went to Cartagena, Colombia in the end of February of 2020. So while I was there, I experienced empanadas. I had the best beef empanadas in my life. So when I got home, I recreated the empanadas I had there. So I love to travel and try to recreate dishes that I had when I was abroad. So our chicken is getting there. I got my wok turned all the way up. I'm just waiting for it to brown, because once it browns, I'm going to take it out and put it on a plate and then add my veggies. So the other thing I love to do outside of cooking and traveling are making TikTok videos. So I love to share my cooking on social media. As I told Tiffany earlier, I discovered TikTok in the middle of the pandemic. I credit my stepdaughter for teaching me how to use TikTok, because I was able to learn how to use the app and share my cooking videos with so many people online. So it's one of the things I really enjoy doing. This chicken is taking forever to cook. And you want to make sure it's cooked through, because the last thing you want to do is have chicken that is not done. So we're going to give it a little bit more time before we make our veggies. I have my white rice already ready. All my veggies are cut up. So I'll go through the veggies while the chicken cooks. So you can put anything in a chicken stir fry. It is customizable. So whatever vegetables you like, you can add it to your stir fry. For my stir fry today, I'm doing zucchini, red pepper, broccoli, onions, carrots, and mushrooms. So the ingredients are scrolling here. So these are all the veggies that are going to be going into my stir fry. The other thing I'm going to do before I put them in is I'm going to season them with salt and pepper. So let me grab my salt and pepper, because you have to have seasoned veggies. So we need our chicken to cook a little bit longer. And my salt, let's see if my electric pepper grinder is going to work. It's been conking out on me lately. I love freshly ground pepper. When I'm cooking, I try to use freshly ground pepper, but it doesn't really want to work. So I'm just going to go old school and use regular pepper. So I got my veggie seasons. Like I said, you can add whatever veggies you want into the stir fry. My chicken is coming along. This looks like a lot hotter than last time I made it. Needs to get a little bit browner. And I'm using chicken thighs. You can use chicken breast, but anytime you're making Chinese cuisine, chicken thighs are just juicier and more tender. So that's why I chose to use chicken thighs, but you can use chicken breast if you like. And I have my sauce ready as well. So I made it prior to, but my sauce is chicken broth, honey, cornstarch, and water. So the trick with making anything when it comes to a cornstarch slurry, this is what I do. So I use cornstarch for thickening different sauces. So when I make beef stew or chicken pastry or anything like that, I always make a cornstarch slurry. So I just get a cup or a mug and add the amount of cornstarch that I need for my recipe, and then add the tiniest bit of water, right? And just stir it until the mixture is smooth, and then add the rest of the water. Because if you add all of the water with the cornstarch, it's going to be lumpy. And you don't want lumpy cornstarch. So make sure when you're doing a cornstarch slurry, you add a little bit of cornstarch, a little bit of water into the cornstarch. I lost my assistant. All right, the chicken is ready. I'm just going to remove my chicken. You're back? And set it on a plate. And then cook my veggies. And then finish with the sauce. And if you don't want to make your own sauce, you can use pre-made sauce, right? So like teriyaki sauce, any type of really thick sauce. And I may just add some sauce to this just for a little bit of color. But you can you don't have to make your sauce. You can buy it. I won't tell a soul. Okay, so we have our chicken out. I'm just going to drain this really quickly before we cook our vegetables. Okay. Now we're going to add a little bit more oil and then cook our veggies. You want to pour a little bit of oil in?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, okay? Just a tiny bit. There you go. There you go. Good job. So we'll let it get hot. The key to cooking with the wok is to make sure it's hot. So we want to make sure it's hot. So it browns the veggies and anything that we're cooking. I feel like my little thing is not as hot as I want it to be, but. All right. So we're going to put the veggies in. Okay, come a little bit closer.
No.
Okay, and then we'll do it together, okay?
1, 2.
We're gonna just rake it in because it's oil here, okay? There you go. Good job.
Yeah. 1 minute is here.
So we have our veggies going.
Can I put the rice in?
No, we're gonna put the stir fry on top of the rice. So once we have the sauce and the veggies are done, we're gonna add the chicken back in, and then we're gonna pour it on top of the rice. Okay? The stir fry. So you just want to cook your vegetables until they're like, fork tender is between fork tender and a little bit crispy. I like my veggies to still have a little bit of bite to them because they're still going to cook a little bit when you add the sauce. So once you add the sauce, you're going to need to simmer it a little bit to give the sauce time to thicken. No, we'll do it next time, okay? So I got my veggies cooking. I have my sauce. Let me show you the pre-made sauce that you can get if you don't want to make your own. Teriyaki is in a refrigerator. Thought I had it right here, but I don't. My veggies are cooking. I wish you guys could smell it. It's so colorful. It's like a rainbow. I always try to incorporate vegetables as much as possible. So this is the teriyaki stir fry sauce that you can get. So if you don't want to make your own, you can use this one. And like I said, I may add a little bit of this just for color. Add a little bit more oil just to make sure my veggies are nice and cooked through. Let's see, we have no questions so far. If anybody's watching it and they have questions, just chatting your questions. I love to answer any questions that anyone has. All right, I think our veggies are looking good. I just want to give my broccoli a little bit more time. So some other dishes that you can make really quickly are pasta dishes. So I do a lot of pasta dishes, especially during the week. So most recently one I made was a creamy chicken pesto pasta. Sometimes I'll use store-bought sauces and just add fresh herbs. Like I said in the book, H is for herbs. So I'll add like a fresh basil to like a store-bought sauce. And it just freshens up the sauce really well. So you can skip those kind of corners if you don't have the time to make it from scratch. All right, so now I'm gonna add my sauce in. Like I said, I already made it. I'm just gonna stir it up a little bit. We like a lot of sauce when we're doing our chicken stir fry, so I doubled this recipe. So I'm going to give it a stir because the cornstarch is at the bottom. I'm going to add in my sauce. Stir the honey up. And then I'm going to add my chicken back in. Now we're just going to simmer the sauce into the stir fry. And I think for color, I'm going to add a little bit of this teriyaki sauce just to give it a little bit of color. All we want to do is let this simmer, and then we can add it to our rice, and we're going to finish it with some scallions on top. The recipe also calls for cashews, but Maya is allergic and my husband doesn't like cashews, so we're going to leave those out. But you can add, I love almonds in my stir fry. I love cashews in my stir fry. So you can add it if you would like to yours. We just want this to come to a simmer, and then we can plate. A little bit more sauce. And it's thickening up. You can see it thickening up. It's nice and colorful. I love the red and the orange and green from all the different veggies in the stir fry. So It's thickening up really nicely. When you're cooking on one of these burners, it's not as hot as a stove, but we're gonna rock with it. I'm looking for it to bubble up a little bit more, but I'm gonna go ahead and plate because it's done. I mean, it's just the sauce is thickened. But normally when I'm making this on the stove, I like for it to boil. So I know that the chicken is heated through again, but it's barely cooking. All right, we're gonna plate. So let me get my slotted spoon. And I already cooked my rice. I have my rice here, my white rice. You can use brown rice, you can use fried rice, whatever rice you want. You can also do like lo mein noodles, cauliflower rice. So if you're like keto or low carb in it, you can use cauliflower rice as well. It's truly up to you. The one thing about stir fry is there's so many different ways to make it, and there's so many different options to it. So it's starting to heat up a little bit. Bubbling. All right, let's plate. So we're gonna spoon our chicken stir fry over our rice. Like I said, I left the cashews out, but it makes like a nice like gravy. And then I'm going to garnish with these scallions or green onions on top. I also sometimes like to do a little toasted sesame seed, but that's totally up to you. And that's what we have, our chicken stir fry. Probably took me less than, I don't know, 15 minutes. It's a little bit quick.
Oh my goodness, that looks so good. It looks delicious.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing this with you, sharing with us your book and cooking. Hi, Maya. All right. So, what's your favorite thing to cook? And you or Maya can answer that question. Your favorite thing to
Maya,
cook.
what's your favorite thing to cook?
2 things: cookies and cupcakes.
She loves to make cookies and cupcakes. And I want to say my favorite thing probably is Southern food because I was born and raised on Southern food. So, you're in North Carolina, so you understand, right? I love my smothered pork chops and hush puppies, black eyed peas and collard greens. I love making Southern food. So that's probably my favorite thing to make, just because I feel connected to my roots. I feel connected to my upbringing. So I love to make Southern food.
Okay. And any advice for young or new cooks or food bloggers?
I would just say just start, right? You don't have to have the best camera. You don't have to have amazing lighting. Just share your food from your heart. For 4 years, I didn't make videos when I cooked. I just literally took pictures of my food and shared the recipe online. So it wasn't until I discovered TikTok and got more into social media that I actually started showing my face and started to show people how I made things. But it wasn't until 2020 that I had that shift. So if you're just starting out, I would just say to follow your passion, whatever type of food that you're passionate about cooking, and showing people how you put your spin on it. Because there's so many people that either don't know how to cook or just need a little bit of help and showing them different ways to make different things. So you'll be surprised how you can really, help someone who is maybe not as, is not great in the kitchen. So, I love that. I love being able to show people new and different ways to make different dishes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you have any new projects coming up?
So for my spilling the sweet tea, I have a jam brand. So I love to make homemade preserves, peach, raspberry, and blackberry. So I'm working on taking my jam brand to the next level. So stay tuned. For more information, you can follow my Instagram, spilling the sweet tea, on IG. But that's something that I discovered. That's something I started doing in the pandemic. I used to make peach preserves with my mom as a kid, and I got bored one day. I bought peaches from the peach truck, and I made over 30 jars of peach preserves. And my husband said, "Carlena, these preserves are so good. Like, we can't eat them all. You should think about selling. You should think about, right, having a pop-up." So I had a pop-up shop, and it went really well. So that is what I'm looking to do next, is to just take the brand to the next level. Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. Thank you for being with us today. How can people get in touch with you after today's episode?
Sure. So for more information about Maya's World, we're on Instagram. So our handle is welcome to Maya's World. And the website for more information about the book and coloring book is welcometo mayasworld.com. If you want to follow my food blog, get great Southern recipes, quick and easy recipes, my food blog is spillingthesweettea.com. And then my Instagram is spilling_the_sweet tea. Why I did it that way, I have no idea. But the same handles on TikTok as well. But you can find us pretty much all over social media. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, Carlena and Maya, for sharing the ABCs of cooking in Maya's World. It was such a pleasure spending time with you today and watching you cook. The food looks absolutely delicious.
Thank you so much.
And I would like to thank you all for joining us out there today for Little Big Authors. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my producer, Aaron Holmes, who works tirelessly behind the scenes. Thanks for all you do, Aaron. For more programs, please visit cmlibrary.org. And until next time, keep reading. Bye.
Take care. Thank you.